That's all it came down to.
What about, because it does now, I have known about this for a long time because I'm the opposite of that other pod exclusive. There's so many things I know, which I don't even say because I'm like, it's not really up to me to say this, but I have known about this Dolores thing for a long time and the affair, which I know came out, right?
Yeah.
When she was with David, she was
Yeah.
having an
And I have
affair with
yet,
someone.
I've yet to drop receipts in regards to that because that involved somebody else as well. That those will get dropped.
And I
It,
have receipts on that too, personally. Just completely unrelated to you. I just know a lot
yeah.
about that
Well,
somehow.
and I'll tell you, like a lot of people were also like really shocked that I said that. And then they were also like, I saw a lot of talk on social media about like the Louis and Polly give each other like shots in the ass. I don't know if it's roids or supplement or what. I don't know what the hell it is. But Louis made it clear that they give each other injections. A lot of people were like going into the fact that that was just so shocking and they can't believe it. But that's actually not the most shocking thing Louis told me in regards to Polly. And if you'd like, I can like let you and your listeners know what the most
Please
shocking
do.
thing he did. He told me, Louis told me that Polly will never marry Dolores because Jim told him that Polly and his wife, because he's not divorced, run whorehouses together, that they have brothels and they make a lot of money and that there's money involved. So they're never going to go their own ways because they're never going to figure out a way how to split this. So
And
that is why, according to Louis, he will never get a divorce and he will never marry Dolores. And he said that came from Jim Leonard.
and how does Jim know this?
I don't know. I didn't question him. I remember a couple of times I did question him because he got mad that I was sending Teresa stuff about people talking shit about her. And he was like, don't do that. He goes, who do you think you are? You just got here. I don't want you to say anything about Carrie Ann. I don't want you to say anything about this person. We're trying to flip her. You like stay in your lane.
Who told you
So I
that,
was
Louis or Jim?
Jim. So there was certain things that you couldn't question. But and again, guys, like people are like, she's so mad. She hates these girls. She's trying to ruin the franchise. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with hatred. I'm not doing this because I was mad at Jim Leonard because he did try to like flip a script on me, that man. He did try to start accusing me of these most outrageous things because they needed to blame someone as to why the tree huggers were fighting within themselves and why they were turning on Teresa. So it was in his best interest to blame me, who's only been around for about a year and a half, than to blame the person who was actually responsible for it, which was Roxanne. And it was easier to blame me and to like conspire and make up all this bullshit against me because they knew they couldn't throw Roxanne under the bus because look at what I'm exposing right now. I've only been in this with them for a year and a half. Roxanne's been there for over a decade. Can you imagine how deep she could bury them with her receipts? It's mind-blowing to think. So they'll never touch her. They will always protect her. So he began to run with all these narratives, pushing these lies against me. People think, oh, she's mad at Jim Leonard for like throwing her under the bus. It was upsetting, guys, but that is not why I'm doing this. I am doing this because I was convicted, knowing what I was a part of was so bad. I wanted away from it. And then when my accounts got locked up on me because they got reported, I stepped away and I said to myself, I am done. I don't want nothing to do with these people. This shit is gross. It's dark. I felt disgusting. I stepped away. And you want to know who was right there telling me, appeal those accounts, get them back. The season's coming. We need your platform. You're on our team, Gabriella. And I'll show you this message. I haven't put this text message with me and Jim Leonard out. He says, I will ask you one question. Are you still willing to help Teresa, Louie, and their family? If the answer is yes, we move forward. If the answer is no, we move forward. Are you on the team, Gabriella? He was still trying to recruit me after I fucking said I'm out of here, guys.
So
It's
if the
disgusting,
answer is
dude.
yes, you move forward. But if the answer is no, then what? Then you don't move forward.
Well, he said we move forward, but
So you
I've
move
been
forward
doxxed.
regardless. Like, I
Yeah, I
guess.
mean, like yeah, it's so crazy. Like a lot of shit has happened to me since. I mean, I have like my local police department aware of what took place. I filed things with the FBI cyber crimes portal. Like there's a lot of shit that are, that's taking place behind the scenes because I know how capable. I mean, they hired a private investigator to stick people in someone's practice. like I know the lengths these people are willing to go to for things. So, I mean, I have to do what I have to do to protect myself, but I'm not here, guys, because I have a hatred towards these people and I want to have their jobs taken. I feel, number one, I owe it to myself to let this stuff off my chest. I'm tired of carrying it around with me. It was disgusting. Don't you think I owe it to the people who I was trying to ruin to tell them the truth? They've been suspecting for years that Teresa was behind a lot of shit on social media. Here is the proof, guys. It's right here. She is behind it. So is Jennifer. And so is a person who holds a fucking law degree. Isn't that crazy, David?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like when you were in this with them, was it mostly Teresa or was it mostly Louis or was it mostly Teresa's lawyer,
It was,
Jim
it was,
Leonard?
it was all of them combined. It was all of them. Jennifer had her own agenda against Margaret and Danielle Cabral.
It's
Teresa had her own.
all, you asked me if I feel, yes, the more, I mean, look, I've known about all this for a long time, but like every time I see something about it, I do say to myself, thank fucking God that this is not a podcast that's only about RHO. This to me is like, what a life to get up. And now, oh my God, Jim is happy. And now Jennifer's unhappy. So Jim has to do damage control with Jennifer. And now this blogger's upset and Teresa. And now this. And by 12 o'clock, Joe said this. And Mark, it's like, what? This is like a full-time job. So yes, I am absolutely thrilled
Yeah,
that I have nothing to do with any of this,
yeah,
nor ever have, nor ever will. I don't care. I truly
yeah,
don't. Like if Teresa has a great season, Melissa has a, I just don't care. When I was saying, I mean, God, the more you talk, they must have been thrilled with me last season. I mean, I should have been charging Jim Leonard last season when I was like, I know Melissa kissed Nick, and I do feel that she did, knowing Nick and Margaret and all this and Laura, but no one, they were probably like, God, David's doing the job. We didn't even have to contact him to bribe him. I should have been making money on the side, it seems like.
yeah,
I just go with my, now who cares? I'm over that. Even then, I didn't
yeah,
care. I'm just like, I
yeah,
think this happened. And
yeah.
that's my
And
opinion. And now, I mean, I don't care. I don't care if she, I'm just giving you my opinion, you know?
yeah, and it's crazy too how like the fans do help them out, sometimes not knowing. Like they help them without the knowledge of knowing that they're helping them. And sometimes they're told by the higher ups, like someone like Roxanne, she goes and runs the message to the minions, and then they go all over social media like dogs with the, like dogs in heat. They're just all over the place spewing all this shit. Like, for example, what's being discussed right now, the whole Louis thing and Melissa Feaster at BravoCon. What are the tree huggers bringing up? The Gorgas fighting with Jennifer at BravoCon of 2022. Then Frank Catania, came out with CJ. He was on a live, another blogger, and he said, guys, Teresa and Louis manipulated what I said. I didn't say it like that. And then what are they now saying? Oh, Frank Catania should be disbarred, when they were just screaming how angry they are that people want to disbar Jim Leonard. So,
Well,
I
I was
mean,
going to
it's
say, what about Jim Leonard? I mean, this, listen, I do not practice law anymore, so I'm not in it. I don't know all the rules. Someone comes to me, I'm like, I can't be your lawyer. Like, I'm not qualified. So, like, yes, I know the law because I'm a lawyer, but I'm not. But like to me, it's like I don't know how this is so. I mean, there's ethics committees in every state, the bar. Like, how is Jim like? What? Like, how are you a lawyer doing all this? I don't get
exactly
it.
like
I don't get it.
with the text messages I have alone on him. Like, those are definite. I mean, a committee will definitely want to take a look at those. And just like how they wanted a committee to look at Vanessa's therapist license. Why isn't a committee looking at what Jim was involved in? And again, like he has just mingled himself so deep, like into the show, which is so weird because we don't see the Gorgas lawyer. I know he used to represent the Gorgas, but we don't see their current lawyer. We don't see Margaret's lawyer. Like, what other lawyer on the RHONJ franchise have you seen be so involved? I mean, now knowing behind the scenes just as much as on camera, this man has really inserted himself onto the show. He loves the spotlight. He really does. I mean, he has confessionals, for crying out loud. It's really crazy. And that's what I
This
mean about
season, you
Teresa.
think he's definitely going to have confessionals?
I wouldn't be surprised if he does, especially during the scene of him telling the girls that he spoke to the ex. If you want to touch really quick on, because I don't want to keep you too long, and I
And
know
well,
we're
can I ask one question, but don't lose your train of thought? So,
yeah.
how Dolores and Paulie and his wife's brothels, are they here in the US or they're allegedly overseas? Like
I
what
I didn't
Jay's
ask
saying.
Louis. I was just like so shocked. I didn't ask. He just said there's big money involved in those
And do
four,
you
and he
think
called them
Dolores
whorehouses.
knows this? Like, does
When
Dolores know this?
I don't see how she couldn't, especially if that much money's involved in it. I don't see how she couldn't. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate on that because I don't know because I don't talk to Dolores. But one thing I would like to tell Dolores is that, I know you have a history with Teresa. I know you're going to want to see receipts and stuff. I I'm willing to show you what I have, but Teresa is that is not her friend. That is not. I mean, if it was her friend, it was her true friend, she could give two shits if she went to the Marco wedding for the Gorgas over there. She wouldn't call her a bitch over something like that. I mean, she wouldn't throw tantrums that Dolores liked Margaret's posts and call her a fucking idiot. Like, she wouldn't insult her the way she did if she was her friend. So I would like to tell Dolores that's not your friend.
Well, the whole thing you were saying too prior, which I don't know where you said this, but I heard like, so you were saying like, okay, you revealed this about Dolores had an affair with someone on David and the guy was married, and that Teresa was trying to maybe put this, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this Teresa wanted